Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube? This is SCL0320 representing JVS. So I'm back here again for another review. I've been going down the line. I did Fences the other night. I looked at it with my family, and then tonight I'm looking at La La Land, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was brilliantly done. But let's go ahead and dissect why I liked La La Land, and then just for a little bit of reprieve. I mean, moment of silence for me personally because of the death of the legendary and the great first princess, Princess Leia and Carrie Fisher. She died at 60 years old today, and just wanted to, out of respect, give a moment of silence for her. She will be missed, and I feel like this kind of genre of a film she would really appreciate. She's a really dynamic actress. Um, but I'll talk about that more later because I have a couple videos I'm going to be pushing out today in honor of her, to be quite honest with you. But let's go to the brass tacks. As far as the direction, and Damien Chazelle, like, he directed Whiplash. He wrote the screenplay for 10 Cloverfield Lane, which I loved. And to come from Whiplash to this, I could tell, you know what I'm saying, the transfer of music, but you know what I'm saying, Whiplash was an intense film, and J.K. Simmons kind of had like a small, blip in this film, but this was all Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. They were dynamic, and the thing about it is that the cinematography, like the cinematographer's name is Linus. What is his last name? Sandgreen, and the notable ones that he has done is been Joy and American Hustle. And I got to say, American Hustle and Joy, they have this light tone to them and this old school feel to them. Like every single time, I haven't looked at a trailer for La La Land. Be quite honest with you, I wanted to go in completely. I thought that this movie took place in like the 1940s, just in the way it was shot. And that's the same thing with American Hustle. When I look at American Hustle, I would think the same that thing, And this was actually taking place in more of a modern day setting, and so the cinematography for this was amazing. Like there were moments in this film, like quite honestly, that I don't know how they got the shot. There was one moment where they had this kind of like pool musical event, and then all of a sudden the camera is in the water, and like it goes full 360 and then goes back out, and then even the very beginning of the film, like it's just on this random highway and people just break out into a song, and that is pure nostalgia. If I could say this movie is anything, is the epitome of nostalgia. Like the 1940s and even beyond that, they people not only were dynamic actors, they could sing, they could dance, and they could act very well. And that is what they got in the key element with Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. Emma Stone nails it. All the emotional cues, every single moment where her character Mia is trying to go in, and striving for perfection of getting her craft perfected or at least noticed. It's like you feel for her every single moment of every single second. And then when she meets up with Ryan Gosling's character, Sebastian, he's such a tortured artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing about his character, which I guess towards the end I understand it, because I know that jazz and blues, those are all about, what I'm saying, sadness. Those are tortured artists that, excel at their craft because of things that have happened to them. You know what I'm saying? They've gone through some things. And you get the understanding of his character very early on in the game. But when they go together, it's like it plays with your mind. And I think that's where the screenplay and the writing were perfect, because there were moments I was like assessing, like, can they make this work? I said to myself, yes, but then I was like, can they make this work together? I was trying to picture them together, because throughout the whole entire film, there are musical numbers with them that are amazing. There are tap dancing musical numbers. There are moments where they're singing. There are moments where they're emoting. There are moments like, there's this moment where Ryan Gosling and her have this like fight towards the third act, middle of the second to third act, and like, it is some of the best acting from Emma and from him, and it's like it was all justified. The characters were fleshed out so well that it was like, I understand how we got to this place. It's just, where is this gonna go? And it touches on some really, solid real life things that are rarely touched on. Like I came out of this movie sitting there singing like some Aladdin songs just because I was like, yo, this was not the happy ending that I personally was looking for, but it was justified in the sense of the tone and the kind of movie this was made for. Like, I mean, this was nostalgia. Like those old school movies back in the day, those didn't have those happy endings. Like stuff went down, and this was a beautiful masterpiece in its own right because of that. And so, I mean, for me, with the cinematography, with the choreography was, I don't know how they did this, and then the acting was just great. Like I don't it was really good. It was really sad, and I think for me to feel both emotions at the same time, more so the latter, just because I was sitting out there singing like a Disney, song after the film. I mean, I think that it did what a movie's supposed to do. It's supposed to make you feel something. It's not just supposed to be like, oh well, I knew this was gonna be this happy-go-lucky kind of ending to it. No, like, this was something that was real. And I mean, in spite of everything that's happened today with, Carrie Fisher, I really appreciate the devotion to this film that they did. And I think that this is probably one of the best films this year. I don't know if I'll watch it again. But I can beyond appreciate the numbers for it. I'll try to get my fiance to watch it. But yeah, what do I give this movie? I give the same thing I gave Fences, a 9.5 out of 10. I can't give it a 10 because for me, I thought the ending was understandably justified, but it was very sad. I was just like, at the end, I was just like, yo, and that's not a reason to dock 5 points. I mean, you can go ahead and, if y'all, what I'm saying, people can be like, why would you do that? Okay, take the 10. For y'all that are, upset, take the 10. You can have the 10. I give it to you. It's there. But for me personally, I'm saying it's 9.5 for me out of an enjoyment standpoint, not the critic side of me. If there was a critic side, I mean, it was a perfect film. I mean, there was no real faults in it. There were certain numbers that were really cheesy. Certain numbers was like, what the heck? This is so, cringy in the sense of like how they go in and just start a musical number, but they do it so seamlessly with their choreography and with their cinematography. I can't fault them for that. So anyway, I'm about to go and do a whole different review. This is going to take some effort and some time and some acting of my own. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. This is going to be my spoiler review for Rogue One. I'm going to be doing it very differently. Anyway, keep it locked. JVS, we ain't going to stop. Hopefully y'all enjoy my review for La La Land. Peace, everybody.